Now it is time for lefties losing it, and CNN continues to be the home base for all sorts of wild and wacky characters who go on the network and spew absolute nonsense. This lefty has gone as far as to imply that ICE agents will soon start to put people in ovens.
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. Not saying they're Dachau, I'm not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
Okay.
I don't need to argue with you about that.
Yeah, another CNN propagandist, this time with a pink beanie on, of course, talking crap. And obviously ICE agents are not going all Hannibal Lecter. They're not cooking, baking and marinating people in ovens when they're actually busy doing an important job, believe it or not. And Jake Tapper, I'll note, just sits there and takes it. I mean, it's just crazy nonsense. Now, speaking of, Hollywood's having a complete freak out. These precious elites, actresses Natalie Portman and Olivia Wilde, think they're just so cool wearing their ice out pins. Silent, though, on Iran. No mention of Iran. And here is actress and serial bonkers woman, Glenn Close.
Outraged and sickened by what is happening under the Trump regime. The cruelty, inhumanity, and arrogance, the voracious corruption, the cowardice, the sickening hypocrisy, the blatant manipulation of facts, and now the cold-blooded murder of American citizens.
Yeah, what about the rapes, the drugs, the cartels, the illegals? No, not sickened by all that. And the same facts seem to have also evaded the brain of actress Jenna Ortega.
Absolutely devastating, and I'm horrified. I'm really encouraged by the spirit of the American people and the people who feel the need to say something, but the lack of any real resolution or kind of reprimanding against the officers is incredibly frightening and disappointing to see from our government.
Right. And remember alleged singer Moby? No, he's barely memorable, is he? And there's a reason for it.
What are we going to do about it? One, protest. It's a constitutionally established right, and it's a right that Trump and his administration are trying to take away from us. So whether it's protesting on the streets, whether it's protesting on social media, protesting at work, however, we need to keep protesting. Two, vote. Not just in the upcoming midterms, although that's very important, but in all of the special elections that happen throughout the year. Three, stop supporting the scumbag corporations who support Trump and ICE.
Right, and even British actor Will Poulter weighed in, not quite grasping the concept of illegal versus legal migration.
It's really upsetting to see people forget that we're a country that we have immigrants to thank for, and I feel the same way about my home country in the UK.
It's quite comical when you think about the migrant crisis in Britain, but there's not a lot going on when it comes to the elite. Now, speaking of stupid, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara has insinuated that the outrage over the ICE shooting is really based on feels.
The greater issue is, even if there is an investigation that ultimately proves that at the time of the shooting it was legally justified, I don't think that even matters at this point, because there is so much outrage and concern around what is happening in the city.
I mean, he said the quiet part out loud. It's all about feels and vibes. And now to delivery nurse Lexi Lawler, who lost her job after she posted a foul-mouthed tirade on social media where she wished White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt severe medical complications during childbirth. They're really lovely, these lefties, aren't they? And, well, now she's absolutely and completely lost the plot.
So they just murdered a man in Minnesota. They murdered a man in Minnesota, and you coming after me because I used bad language? You, I'm on the right side of this. You.
Just another example of a tolerant, white, liberal woman. They're always so lovely, aren't they? Now, the hard party lifestyle of the 70s and 80s is really showing up in the brain of former Pink Floyd frontman Roger Waters. Here he was a few weeks ago, backing, would you believe, the oppressive Iranian regime.
So just to be
Yes.
clear, you support the protesters and you support the regime?
Yes, of course.
Right.
I would love regimes where people could protest, like the good woman who was just murdered in Minneapolis, and the government could govern for the benefit of the people. I live in the United States, where the government does not govern for the benefit of the people.
And showing why he's really and truly lost his marbles, Roger Waters has backtracked.
I misspoke. I apologise. I said I support the regime. What I support is the country of Iran, and I support its people's right to self-determination. So anything that can be done to dissuade the United States and Israel from starting a war with Iran, I would encourage. Do I like the Ayatollah Khomeini, whatever his name is? No, I don't.
Yes, simple, a very easy mistake to make right. He meant the country, not the regime. All totally normal, all totally normal. Roger has clearly become comfortably dumb. And now to the lefties of Oz. Have a listen to this illiterate hack right in this country in Australia who pulls up on his bike and was having a tantrum at a family waving the Australian flag on Australia Day.
Citizen arrest. Okay, why do you kill yourself, mate?
What did he also say?
Why don't you? Yeah. I hope the white genocide does happen because you guys are. Yeah. That's all. The flag. Genocidal country. 2025, 2024, the highest years for Aboriginal deaths in custody, and you just stand there like a nobody, waving around your flag.
What an absolute delight. A real national treasure right there. Please make sure that we keep him in this country. And it doesn't help when our own Prime Minister makes a mockery of himself. Here he is looking like he's quite literally diving headfirst into an Aboriginal smoking ceremony. He just can't help himself, can he? And I wonder how much taxpayers were charged for that. And then there's the ever unhinged anti-Australian complete wacko, so-called influencer Abby Chatfield, who actually unfollows friends on social media when they celebrate Australia Day. But this might be her brightest idea yet. She now wants us to pay random Aboriginals reparations.
Paying the rent, right? If you want to pay the rent, if you want to contribute today on Invasion Day, go to paytherent.net.au, I believe it is, and you can pay the rent as reparations for us living on Aboriginal land.
I think many of us pay enough for rent already, but thank you for your concern, Abby. Joining me now is Sky News contributor Kosha Garda. Kosha, thanks for joining me. Let's start in the UK. Former Home Secretary Suella Braverman has become the latest Conservative MP to defect to Reform UK. She's actually the third sitting Tory to join Nigel Farage's party in the last 11 days. Here she was making that announcement.
The truth is that in recent years, I have found myself effectively in a social democrat, left-leaning party made up of Conservatives in name only. There is no way on earth that the Conservative Party will ever take the United Kingdom out of the ECHR, and there is no way on earth it will ever keep its promises to you.
Wow, Kosha, she didn't mince her words there. If you were Tory leader Kemi Badenoch right now, you'd be tearing your hair out. But 3 defections in less than 2 weeks. Where does this leave the Conservatives and what does it mean for the Tories?
It feels like realignment is in the air, Danica, certainly in the UK and everywhere, because all these things are connected. This, of course, is an outgrowth of Brexit and their dissatisfaction with the execution of that after the people did very clearly vote for it. Of course, you have the populist movement in the US and how Trump hijacked the Republican Party much in the same way and defeated the Bush dynasty, the Clinton dynasty, etc. Of course, what we saw right here at home with the coalition split last week and One Nation surging in the polls, it's all sort of shades of the same story. And so I think in the UK, I mean, look, their next election isn't until a few years, so that is a lifetime, multiple lifetimes in politics. But right now, the Tories really, really seem to be down after an 80-year majority, and the movement that is ascendant is populism. system. Nigel Farage is heading that, and I would not be surprised if we see more defections between now and Election Day.
Yeah, you're right. It's obviously, and it's happened here with One Nation, of course, Barnaby Joyce going over. It's fascinating, the world of conservative politics right now.